Hello you guys, Miss Steele here. I'm down here at the bottom. This thing right next to me is recording what I'm doing with my hands. So this week we are talking about pattern. Pattern is any repeating element. It's actually one of our principles of design. We've been going through our elements of art. We looked at line, shape, color, texture, and now we're on to pattern. So like I said earlier, patterns are any repeating element in art. So it could be repeating colors, repeating lines, repeating shapes, repeating designs. Anything that repeats itself is what creates a pattern. So what we're going to do is that we're actually going to make winter still lifes, which basically just means we're drawing a still life. So we're drawing a few things, but we're going to hide some patterns in it because this is pattern week. And I want you guys to try to add 5 different patterns into your winter still life. So what you are going to need is paper. I have a big white piece of paper. I have a bigger paper, and that's so I can fit more in. I can do more with it. You want pencil, eraser, kind of the basics with art, and then you want something to color with. So I have crowns and markers, and I think I might grab a Sharpie too, maybe just to outline. But you want a pencil, something to color with, and some paper. So what we are going to do is we're going to draw a shelf, and then on the shelf we're going to put a snow globe and then something else. You guys can add whatever you want inside your snow globe, and what you have next to your snow globe can be pretty much whatever you want, but I think I'm going to do a snowman. But first I want to draw my shelf, and I'm going to draw my shelf lightly because I'm going to draw stuff on top of it, and I don't want to see any like shelf lines in my snow globe. So what we want to start with is we want to start with a long rectangle at the bottom. I might grab a ruler for this. I'm going to use a ruler. So you do need a ruler too if you want one, just so you can get a straight line. But if you don't have a ruler, you can use your Chromebook or a book or anything that has a straight line. So we have that straight line. Now we want to make this straight line. So now we have a normal rectangle. But to make it look like a shelf, to make it look 3D, we're going to make it go in a little bit. So what you want to do next is you want to draw 2 lines, and instead of making them going straight out, you want to make them go in a little bit. So like this. And you want to bring them back, going in, drawing lightly in case we make any mistakes. And then I'm going to draw my next line here at the top, combining these together. So that is our shelf, y'all. That's our shelf. So now what we want to do is add something onto the shelf, and also I think I want to make my background like one big pattern. So I'm going to draw my snow globe, and I will show you guys how to draw that. You can make your snow globe pretty much whatever shape you want. I think I want mine to be kind of rounded on the bottom like this, and then kind of rounded on the edge too. And then obviously snow globes are big, huge round circles, but you can make yours a different shape if you want to, because this is art and we can do pretty much whatever we want. I mean, within reason. So there is the shape for my snow globe, and then I want to bring it together here on the bottom like that. And then like I said earlier, we drew this lightly, so I can go back and erase this. All right, so there is the first thing, but we have this other space that you guys can add in whatever you want. If you want to add a little tree or a snowman or a gingerbread man, whatever you want over there. I think I'm just going to do a snowman. So first I'm going to draw the bottom of my snowman like this. Here's the next And then the third one's going to be the smallest. And then I'm going to go back and add details in. Ooh, maybe I want to give my snowman legs. I just decided to give my snowman legs going off the side of this. So what I would do is go back and erase these lines. So, although it's really light, you can see that we've drawn our shelf, a snow globe, and a snowman. I haven't added any details in yet. I want to draw maybe a little village inside my snow globe. I just want you guys to remember that you want to be sure to add in 5 different patterns. So you need to have the snow globe, and then whatever you put over here is up to you. You can do a snowman, you can do a tree, you can do another snow globe, a smaller snow globe, you could do a radio. And I think I want to do some lights strung up at the top. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to create my line that I'm going to draw my lights onto. Like that. And then I'm going to add in the square shape for like the bottom of the light. And then we're going to add in the rounded part of our Christmas lights. I guess not Christmas lights, they're just kind of holiday lights. You can put these up whenever you want. And who says that they're just for Christmas? Definitely not. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding these in so you guys can see. So I do a little triangle or a rectangle at the bottom, and then I almost do like a rounded out triangle at the top for my lights, like this. So I bring it up, out, and then in. Out, up, and then in like that. And I'm going to follow that same, going out and then up. So whenever I'm drawing them, I'm going out and then up. So I'm going to go through and add in the rest of my lights, and then I'm going to go through and add in my details in here, being mindful about 5 different patterns I need to work into this. So I will get on that and I will come back. Well, I guess you'll just keep watching the video, but I'm going to pause this, get all this done, and then I will be back. All right, so I have drawn. I'm not going to say I'm finished because I still want to add some more to it. But I have been thinking about what patterns I want to add in, and I thought it'd be easy if I had turned this shelf into a pattern. And I'm going to make it look like wood. So that's something you guys can do. And the way you do that is kind of adding in these wiggly, squiggly lines that you can see. But wood also has like kind of ovals worked into the grain too. This is my example. So I'm adding in squiggly lines, but I'm also adding in some of those wiggly, squiggly kind of ovals. And that's what's going to give me a very wood texture. If you guys can see, mixing in those oval shapes as well as some lines. And that's going to what is going to help us make this look more like wood, which is honestly a pattern because we're repeating lines and shapes. So I'm going to add some color to this. That is my next step. I went ahead and did a gingerbread house and a snowman, but you can add whatever you want into your snow globe. It doesn't even have to be a round snow globe. It could be like a square snow globe. I don't even know if those exist, but I'd love to see it. And I have thought about how and where I'm going to add in my patterns because I want to see at least 5 different patterns. So looking right now, this is a pattern. I added a pattern in right here on his scarf. We got a pattern up here. And then I'm going to color in my lights in a pattern. So I'm going to use colors to create a pattern. And then I'm also going to decorate the wall in the back, all of this white space. And I think I'm going to do stripes. And I'm going to do a pattern in the background as well. So I'm going to start adding color to this. And then we'll go through all the patterns that I worked into mine. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to color this and see how it comes out. Okay, so I got everything outlined, and I'm about to add color into it, but I thought I'd take a second and point out some of the different patterns I worked in. So you guys only need to work in 5 patterns, I think I said, 5 patterns. but I went ahead and added in more than that. So 1 pattern for these colors, kind of 2 patterns for my background. 1 pattern, 2 patterns. 3 patterns for the wood, 5 patterns, 6 patterns, 7 patterns, 8 patterns. So really, whenever we're working on our artwork, we actually use patterns a lot without thinking about it. Like I said earlier, patterns can be colors, patterns can be like a line design, just any repeating element. I don't know if I pointed out his pattern right here, but he has a pattern right here. So I'm going to go ahead and color it, and then we will be officially finished. Ooh, I just flicked it as I was trying to show it off. All right, 6th grade. So 6th grade? I think this is for 6th grade. Anyways, we just finished, or I just finished my still life. I added in a bunch of color to it. I colored the background. I wanted it to all be super colorful. I want to remind you we're talking about pattern this week. So you want to add a snow globe and then a something else. I'll probably post examples onto Schoology of different things you can draw. But you want to make for sure you're adding in 5, count them, at least 5 different patterns. I have 2 patterns for my background. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I added in 8 patterns. But I think you guys could easily add in 5. And that's it. I'm excited to see how your guys' still lifes come out with all their patterns. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, your evening, your afternoon, and I will see you next time.